Let's talk about what it means to simplify expressions. First of all, let's talk about the fact that we use the word simplify. So simplify in my definition means this. It means to clean up. So we're going to just clean things up. And let me tell you what it's not. So you don't tell me what X is. That'll make sense in just a minute. But basically, we get in a habit sometimes in math class of being like, oh, I have to solve for X, or I have to solve for whatever the variable is. And you end up with this thing where you're like, X equals such and such. We will not be able to do that in this because we won't have enough information. So let's just jump straight in with the easiest example I could ever give you, 10x plus 3x. If I have 10x's plus 3x's, then I have 13x. And it's really that simple. All I have to do is combine my like terms. You have probably heard that phrase before. If I have 10 of these and 3 of these, then I have 13 of those. That's the way it is. It's really that simple. So what I need to do is start identifying what like terms are and which ones are unlike terms. So let's jump to a different example that has some different stuff in it. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw the whole thing at you. And it's going to look a little overwhelming. So let's start with 10x plus 3x. We already know what that is. Plus 4, no x on that one. Plus 5y. Plus 11y, whoa, slow down, that's too much. Plus 11x, plus 14, plus 100y. Whoa, okay, that's a lot. Now, I went from super easy to what looks like super hard, but it's really not that hard. So let's just jump in and start identifying like terms. Let me actually define that first. So like terms have the same variables, and that's true, but there's a little bit more, and the same exponents, same powers, on those variables. We'll get to some in a minute and that will explain what this definition really means more fully. But basically, if I have an x here and I have an x here, then I'll put them together. Now, the whole exponent thing would mean like if I have an x and I have x squared, they're not alike. We'll deal with that in a minute, though. Let's not do too much at once. So I'm just going to go through here and find all the things, all the terms. I say things, I mean terms. Let's find all the terms that have an x. So there's one. Yep, there's one. No, 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 yes, no, no. Okay, great. So here's, excuse me, here's what's really about to happen. I'm about to say, well, I wonder what 10 plus 3 plus 11 is. So 10 plus 3 is 13, plus 11 is 24. And it's really that easy. So I just simplified, I cleaned up what was 3 different terms that were floating around in this big nasty mess. And I have 24x. Okay, let's keep going. And I have 4, I'll underline it twice in green. So this has no x, no y, it's a number. Just a plain number, no variable. So 4, nope, that has a y, that has a y. Oh, 14, that's no variable. And that one has a y. So what I'm really doing is 4 plus 14, and don't make it harder than it is. You know what 4 plus 14 is. So I have 18. I have no x, I have no y, it's just 18. Okay, let's switch colors and symbols. Now I'm gonna find the next type of thing. I have 5y. And, oh, there's a y, 5y, 11y, 100y. So really what I'm doing is 5 plus 11 plus 100. That's 16 plus 100. I think last time I checked that was 116. And I can't just say 116, it's 116y. So this is my final answer. So again, if we go back to the title of the lesson where I said we're simplifying expressions, I'm cleaning it up. What was 8 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms just became a lot shorter and it went into 3 by combining like terms. Again, let me also say this. At no point did you say x equals blah, blah, blah. X doesn't equal anything specific that we know of in this context. I have 24 of them, whatever they are. I have 116 y's, whatever it is. So let's do a few more. Let's do another crazy one. 10x, they all start with 10x, I don't know why. Minus 90x plus 3x. Man, I'm looking at some like terms here. Minus 4. Oops, plus 4 is what I meant to write. Minus 4, not that it matters. Minus 8y plus 8. So plus 4 minus 4 minus 8y plus 8. Now, if you're like me, one of the first things you'll notice is that these two are going to cancel each other out. You can go ahead and do that now if you would like. I'm not. I'm going to wait on that. So let's just start by finding things that are alike, like terms. So 10x. Looking for more x's. 90x, 3x. No. Okay, so what I'm really doing is 10 minus 90. That's negative 80 plus 3. Negative 80 plus 3 is negative 77. Negative 77x. There we go. We just took care of the x's. And now we'll just move on to the next term that we see. I'm not putting this in a specific order. In other classes or in other contexts, we would, but I'm not right now. 4 minus 4. Yes, that's 0. So I could say, you know what, those cancel, and that's fine. And then plus 8. So really, 4 minus 4 plus 8. And you could just mark them out if you like. And I'm really left with 8. So 8. Now, it is positive 8. So I'm going to say it's plus 8. And then we have that right there, minus 8y. So minus 8y. And that's the only one of his kind. So when I combine like terms, sometimes there are no other terms that are like it. So that's all I'm left with, just that negative 8y dangling around at the end. Okay, things are about to change on this next one. And they're going to change by the fact that we're going to have to follow the order of operations. So very quickly, let me review what that means. I have to take care of parentheses first. I need to simplify what's in parentheses if I can. So parentheses. And then I will take care of exponents if necessary or if possible. And then we'll do multiplication and division, left to right, division, in the same step. And then we'll do addition and subtraction. And that's the order of operations. You've seen it as PEMDAS, PEMDAS. So let's write the problem down, and then we'll start actually kind of in the middle of this because there will be nothing else that we can do from the top of this list. So 4 is 10x plus 3, and then minus 2, and then 8x plus 7. Okay, parentheses. Well, I see parentheses, but there is nothing inside the parentheses that I can simplify. I can't add 8 plus 7 because this is not 8, it's 8x. These are unlike terms. I can't add 10 plus 3 because this is 10x. So there's nothing to do in terms of simplifying parentheses. There are no exponents that are visible. They're all understood ones. Well, we could get technical with some other things. But anyway, there are no exponents that need to be simplified. So now we're here to multiplication and division. So up until this point, I have dealt with addition and subtraction first because none of the rest of this was possible. But now I'm up to the point where multiplication and division happens. So let's do it. When I see a 4 times this, when I see a 4 crammed next to parentheses, or I see in this case a 2, or negative 2, crammed next to parentheses, it means to multiply. So I'm going to multiply first. Again, that never happened. But I do need to multiply. So we'll do 4 times 10x, that's 40x. We'll do 4 times 3, that's 12. All right, fantastic. Well, that took care of the first set of parentheses, and now we'll do these. And so I'm going to do 2 times 8 and 2 times 7. Now, I say 2. It is going to be best if we just go ahead and change this minus 2 to a minus 2. Well, what I would like to look at as subtraction might be more practical as if I look at it as a negative. So I'm like adding a negative 2. So in this case, I'm not going to say 2 times that. I'm going to say negative 2 times that and negative 2 times that. It'll make it easier. So negative 2 times 8 is going to give me 16, negative 16. So I'll put minus 16. You could put plus negative. I choose not to. Negative 2 times 7 is negative 14. And now I'm at the step where it looks like the other problems that we've done where we can combine our like terms. So let's, combine like terms. 40 minus 16. So 40 minus 16 is really what I'm dealing with. That gives me 24. So I have 24 x's. And then I have 12 minus 14. And you don't have to write this over here on the side. This is just what goes through your head. So 12 minus 14 is negative 2. So I have minus 2, and we're done. We know we're finished because we have combined all the like terms. We distributed by multiplying. We combined our like terms. There we go. So let's do 2 or 3 more of them. And as we do, we'll gain a little bit more practice. But let's speed this process up a little bit. 10 minus, parentheses, 3 plus 2x plus 7, and then 4 minus y. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just start by saying, well, first thing I'm going to need to do is distribute. So I'm going to go 7 times 4 and 7 times negative y. And I'm also going to do that right there. There's a 1 here. So what I really need to do before I really get started is put a little 1 right there. It's like a negative 1. Negative 1 times 3. Negative 1 times 2x. And there's a little negative 1 right there. Now, you might be tempted to say, oh, 10 minus 1 is... No. Don't do 10 minus 1. And here's why you should not do 10 minus 1. Because I do parentheses first, exponent second. Multiplication and division next. That multiplication is going to happen before my addition and subtraction. Okay, so let's keep moving. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 times 2x is negative 2x. 7 times 4 is 28. It is positive. 7 times negative 1y is negative 7y. The only thing I haven't dealt with is this 10. So just bring it down. He wasn't involved in any of the other stuff, so we just bring it down. And now we'll combine our like terms. I'm just going to start by underlining that and find things that are like it. 10. No x, no y. There's no x, no y, no x, no y. So 10 minus 3, that would be 7. 7 plus 28 is going to give me 35. So what I really have is 35. And now we'll do the other. Negative 2x. And I see no other x's. So minus 2x. And then I have negative 7y. So minus 7y, and there are no other terms like that one. Okay, let's do 3 more. 4 minus 2. I'm going to go very fast on this one because at this point I think we understand. I do want to show you this one though because I want to pull out some stuff that has to do with exponents. I want to talk about those concepts. The fact that we have a 3 right here is going to change things a little bit. So let's start with the multiplication. Negative 2 times 11x, negative 2 times 7. And whatever doesn't get involved in that multiplication process just gets brought down. So we just multiplied, and now we have the 4, and we have the 14x cubed, and we have minus 3x. And I'm not going to underline like terms this time. I'm just going to go, okay? So 4 minus 14. 4 minus 14 is negative 10, okay? X, there's 1, negative 22. Minus 3. Now, I'm saying that for this purpose. This and this are like terms. These two are alike. That one is cubed. Because he is cubed and not to the first power like the rest of them, I don't consider him to be the same as the other two. Because he's not. So minus 25x. And then the only thing that's left is this 14x cubed. Okay. You know what? I said we would do 2 more. I said we'd do 3 more before this one. Let's just do 1 more. I think we got it. 14x cubed plus 12x squared minus 3x cubed plus 2x minus 17 plus 3x squared. This is big enough, right? Minus 2x plus 4x minus 12. I think we should just go through here and start identifying things. Do not let the length of the problem scare you. Let's just identify things that are alike. That one is 14x cubed. I'm looking for other x cubed, okay? That's x squared, so no. That's x cubed. No. So it's just those. So 14 minus 3 is going to give me 11x cubed. Oh, fantastic. Okay, let's keep moving. 12x squared. I'm looking for more x squared. No, yes, no. All right, so what I really have is 12 plus 3. I know what that is. And no one is surprised we have 15. x squared. I do want to point out the fact here that when I do 14x cubed minus 3x cubed, I still have 11x cubed. Don't change that exponent. That's not going to change. So it stays x cubed. So let's keep moving. So 2x minus 17x minus 2x plus 4x. So 2 minus 17 minus 2 plus 4, and that's going to give me negative 13. I believe it is. I do believe it is. Okay, so we're going to have negative 13. I hesitated because I was looking at my notes, and I had given these same notes previously, and I actually had copied this problem down differently than I did originally, so I got a different answer, but that's okay. All right, and then the final piece is this guy right here, that minus 12. That's the only one of his kind, so we'll just put minus 12. There we go.